Hello, good day to everybody. This is Hasnain Zafar, and the topic I'm going to explore today is instructional design in online micro-credential course design. Okay, the topics I will be exploring: instructional design for design, develop, and delivery of content. Current trends, I will be sharing how to design micro-credential courses, digital badges, and the importance of gamification for engagement strategies, video-based content, and how we could incorporate micro-learning concepts in content design, and few more engagement strategies, and touching a bit on assessment, and at the last part, some of your questions I will be answering. So let's start with the history of e-learning. So in 1960s, the first computerized training program was launched. So online training or e-learning is not new. 1970s, the birth of user graphical interface and the mouse. Okay, so how important is the mouse nowadays, when you navigate on the web-based content, right? 1980s, the personal computer era begins, and most of us, the computer actually enters into our home. 1990, the first digital natives are born. So anyone who born before 1990, they are digital immigrants, but very hard to accept that. And some of us consider as digital natives, although we are not. So while designing micro-learning, micro-credential courses, take care of the needs of digital natives. In year 2000, a lot of companies, they started providing e-learning courses for students. Corporate side started building e-learning courses. And in 2010, the new wave of mobile-based e-learning courses started. And 2020, more immersive collaborative learning or mobile on demand and blended learning. These are the concepts which we are still taking into design of online courses. Let me share with you a framework given by Prof. Razan, and the term he coined in is Technogogy, which defines the convergence of pedagogy, technology, and content. So content must be learner focused. And if we could take care of this, that would transform use of technology to foster learning. Okay, so on this slide, I'm sharing Uber University learning paradigm given by Professor Nur Khamimi. So where he explained that on right side, we might have learning designers, instructional designers. Those learning designers may be aware of different learning styles. And on left side, we have learners. So here we may have interactive learning styles or self-assessment. So here on the right side, learning styles, and then we have instructional design principles. Here we may apply Gagne's 9 units of instructions to our content and incorporate pedagogy. And the last thing we need to take care of is technology. And we did design and deliver this content in a buffet, learning buffet, and we need to, before publishing to students or learner, all these content need to be validated by subject matter experts, and we need to tag these content for easy search and reusability, and continuous feedback and reflection could be fed in to the content and we could enhance. So this is the detailed model. So another very famous instructional design model is Gagne's 9 units of instruction. So here I just categorize into different categories. The first one is introduction, and then content, assessment, and summary. So based on our content presentation and how these events could be incorporated into introduction, where we started with gain attention by sharing some video, some facts, and state learning outcomes. So list down clear learning outcomes, and we need to come up with more creative ideas to share learning outcomes. Recall prior knowledge, where you explain how you could link with your prior knowledge and initiate discussion or even having a poll or a pre-test. When it comes to content category, present your core content, provide learning guidance, and when it comes to assessment, provide learning activities, how they could apply these content or whatever they learn in the previous stages or categories, how they could apply to different activities. And you could check their understanding by providing some kind of formative assessment and provide feedback and assess learning by sharing with them some scenarios. And the last part is applying the learning or summary, where you conclude the topic, provide additional resources for further enhancement. Okay, in previous slides, I have shared certain instructional design models, and these models will assist us in designing interactive and engaging content. And when it comes to instructional design principles, content is very important. Okay, design, how we are going to design and chunk our content and deliver this content. Flow of the content delivery is very important also. So these three aspects we need to take care while designing our courses or micro-credential interactive content. In this slide, I am sharing Bloom's digital taxonomy, where I have mapped at different levels of Bloom's taxonomy different digital tools. And if you want to know more detail, you could actually scan this QR code and you could access my blog post on Bloom's digital taxonomy and how we could apply these tools at different levels. So let me share with you when we talk about educational media. So if you recall this image, in this image, cassettes. So this is how we blend different types of media. We have written text with commentary in audio form from the authors, and we could even have like VHS or DVD, and even in latest trends, in latest trend, the books do have website, and you could directly engage with the community from around the world, those who are using this book. So this is how educational media actually transform and how we could incorporate multimedia in designing our micro-credential courses. Okay, so in this slide, I'm just sharing some of the digital resources. We no need to reinvent the wheel. So we need to go see, there are a lot of ebooks available online. So we could reuse them for our micro-credential course as a reference. There are a lot of open educational resources which we could use and incorporate into our micro-credential courses. So we should focus more on facilitating rather than just spending more time on creating content, So reuse existing open educational resources. E-journals, videos, video-based content, high in demand. Question banks, online databases, examination databases, e-portfolios. All these are different types of digital resources which we could incorporate into our micro-credential courses. E-community of practice. So what we are doing now could be incorporated. Let our students or learners access these community of practices, which could be now accessible via different conferencing platforms. Open access resources. Okay. Social media. Don't underestimate social media or importance of social media in learning. Central digital repositories, and not to forget MOOCs, massive open online courses. So we could link some of these MOOCs into our micro-credential courses to further enhance application of knowledge what we have covered in our micro-credential courses. Okay, video-based content and how we could incorporate micro-learning concept in designing these nuggets of learning. So here I'm sharing with you different categories of video-based content. A very simple one is voiceover. We could use PowerPoint to have voiceover on top of our content. And second one is screen capture, which have more interactivity when you are sharing some processes or some applications or certain procedures you are sharing. So you could use screen capturing software. So whatever you display or show on top of this on the screen, it could be captured. Livecast is even more because you could interact with the facilitators live. Instantly, you could post questions and they could interact with the audience. A slightly higher level of interaction, we could use H5P HTML5 package, which is a free platform which you could add on some interaction on top of videos and convert them into an interactive video by pausing the video and inserting some knowledge checks, hotspots, or even doing some kind of branching using H5P. 3D models or 3D elements is very important to add in, and it's getting very popular to have 3D components or elements inside our videos. And the last thing which is very popular, getting mixed reality, AR, augmented reality, and virtual reality. So virtual reality will provide the maximum level of interactivity where each and every element you could interact with. But not every content we need to convert it into virtual reality. So it depends on the complex outcomes to achieve. We could use this technology to assist us. Okay, let me share with you different types of learning videos. So when we talk about video presentation, we might have slide presentation video. The way I am actually presenting, we may have a talking head like here, you see, at the bottom, or you could drag it any place you want. Then we might have animated videos. So in certain scenarios, animated videos are more easy to record or to share with our learners. Normal video recording, where we could actually use a normal camera and a studio. Screencast, where there are different softwares which captures area of the screen. And interactive video, where we could use H5P. Okay, let's explore learning blocks, and we could reuse these blocks or copy paste the structure of these blocks in our micro-credential courses. So first block could be introducing your topic of micro-credential and share some of most common and most important types of challenges or problems, and then share some examples and some further examples and let learner practice these concepts. So our second block could be sharing second most common types of challenges. So a bit lower the level of challenges, then share some examples. You could have two-part practice and then share some examples and then let learner do the practice. So this is the flow which our micro-credential could adopt. And in third block, we could have third most common type of challenges, share some examples and let learner practice some concept. Again, share examples and let them have two-part practice of these concepts and these examples to keep the learning and curiosity going on. Fourth block could be our assessment and let them practice whatever they learn in the previous blocks. And the last block, which is very important, is about reporting and record keeping, and we could summarize our micro-credential course in maybe could be a short video, no? Okay, while creating interactive content, so let's dive into one of the component of learning blocks as I explained in previous slide. So your learning outcome could be, break down into sub level, like sub learning outcome. And based on that learning outcome, you could select which media would be more appropriate. For example, here in this slide, our learning outcome one could be, let me grab laser. So learning outcome one could be best delivered in a video form. Second could be also video form. Another third could be in an interactive content form. Learning outcome four, best presented or learning outcome could be achieved in a form of infographics. So these are just mere examples. So you need to sit and do proper planning based on your learning outcome, which mode of or type of media would be more appropriate. Okay, here I'm just sharing with you some of the tools which we could use while developing the video-based presentation. If you are using slide presentation video, so you could use PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint. Sway is an office tool. You could search Articulate Rise. If you are looking at animated video, you could use Vion, Powtoon. They are paid software. You need to subscribe to these softwares, but it's very powerful. Vion is getting very, very powerful. Recorded video. So if you are interested in doing this type of video-based presentation, grab your smartphone and start recording, self-recording, or engage digital media team at your institutions, and they could actually invite you in a proper studio, or you could borrow cameras from them and other equipment like lighting and few other equipments like green screen, and you could record a video-based presentation. Screencast, you could actually use Camtasia, Articulate Storyline, Replay, TechSmith, Capture. Capture is a free software you could use, and it will allow you to do a screencasting or screen capturing. Last type of video presentation is actually interactive video. So for that purpose, you could use H5P, HTML5 package. Articulate Storyline is another powerful tool if you want to have interaction on top of your video, or even for scenario-based learning design. Storyline is very powerful tool to use. Okay, what is micro-credential? We have been talking for so long. So just to summarize, it's actually a certification style qualification, and they are short, low-cost online courses, and it provides learner with digital certification or a digital badge when they have completed all the tasks. So here in this picture, I'm just sharing with you a micro-learning concept incorporated into a micro-credential course. So a small subtopics of your micro-credential can be covered in a form of micro-learning, and once learner completes that particular task or that outcome, we could award a digital badge. So once they have completed all required tasks of micro-credential, they can be awarded as a digital certification. So there are different names to micro-credential. So at certain part of the world, it called as mini degree, nano degree, micro certification, or even digital badge is replaced as micro-credential. And we could gamify also this process to have more challenging environment for learners. Okay, so here on this slide, I'm sharing the key elements for a success of a micro-credential courses. Readiness. So we need to evaluate readiness of our institutions, readiness of our infrastructure, and readiness of our faculty to deliver these micro-credential courses. LMS, Learning Management System, is very important because you need to host resources, you need to enroll learners, you need to keep track of their learning, and need to monitor their progress. So learning management system is very important. So need to consider that's a key element for a success of a micro-credential courses. A platform, right? So learning management system could be act as a platform to host all these courses. Content is very important to make learner more interested in finishing the micro-credential courses. Learner and faculty must be trained, must be aware of how to design the interactive content, how to use learning management systems, and they should be ready to deliver and facilitate micro-credential courses. And same goes to learners. And on top of all of these key elements, management support is very important. So management of institutions should support this initiative and provide appropriate resources. Okay, so if you recall, in different types of video-based content, I have shared with you 3D elements incorporated into video. So here I'm sharing with you a platform called Sketchfab. There are a lot of 3D elements free to download and utilize, and you could even incorporate these 3D models for augmented or virtual reality based or mixed reality based content. Okay, so do explore. If you scan this QR code, it will lead you to Sketchfab platform. HYP. So this is another platform which I have highlighted to do interactive learning content. Even they have a template for 360-degree video. So they are adding a lot of templates where you could use freely, and you could even request your technical team or e-learning team to incorporate HYP into your learning management system. I would like to end my presentation here. Pedagogy is a driver. So always think of pedagogy first. Technology is accelerator, and passion is the gas to run this school van. Just sharing my YouTube channel. If you are interested in, please scan this and do subscribe, because I will be sharing a lot of technology enhanced learning related content on my YouTube channel. Okay, let's share with you some additional resources. The first link is about my blog. Second link is about SlideShare, where you can access to all these slides which I shared today. And here is my Twitter handler. So if you want to communicate or contact with me. Okay, in summary, we have covered instructional design for designing, developing, and delivering micro-credential courses, shared with you some of the current trends, how we could incorporate digital badges and gamification for engaging learners, and share different types of video-based content and how we could incorporate assessment element into these video-based micro-learning content, and shared with you some of open educational resources and tools which you could incorporate into your micro-credential course design. Thank you very much for listening to me. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you.